What's up, my friends and family? How's it going today? This is JP, the Magnetic Soul, checking in with y'all, wishing you much love and prosperity on your journey. I also want you to know that if you are facing any kind of adversity, you have to understand that it's only temporary and that it will get better because the universe is always conspiring to work out in your favor. Today, I bring a message in regards to some of the teachings and learnings that I've understood in an aspect that affects all of us every day. And that is the relationships that we develop with one another. I'm not going to just sit here and talk about intimate relationships because intimate relationships is only a part of it. It is a big part of it, but it's also just only a part. Because every person you meet in your life is the possibility of a relationship that can develop. From your friends to your relatives, your coworkers, the girl at the library that helped you find a book, the guy at the hot dog stand, the coffee store clerk, your boss. Anybody and everybody that you meet is a relationship, but we're going to get to that. Now, I'm also going to be referencing information that I have learned along my journey from my mentor, Peter Sage, in his Straight Talk Volume 9, Understanding and Creating Beautiful Relationships. Because I believe that this is a principle that is very foundational to understand and the main levels of the relationships that we can have with one another that will actually determine on how we interact with one another and treat one another as well. So let's get started, shall we, people? Level 1 relationship. Level 1 relationship. What is a level 1 relationship? A level 1 relationship is a very one-sided, egotistical relationship that is based on one person's needs being met and another person's needs being completely ignored, neglected, or disregarded. This is one of those kinds of relationships where somebody comes in, will get into your head, get into your emotions, and literally take advantage of you, use you, abuse you, and then throw you away like yesterday's trash. They have no regards for your feelings, they have no regards for your emotions, and they have no regards for the value that you can add to the relationship unless it's basically something that they want. And as soon as they get everything that they want, they leave the relationship and they leave you buried in your emotions, wondering if you were ever good enough, worthy, or deserving of actual love. Now, these are very destructive relationships, and these are also where a lot of narcissists like to prey on their victims. If you are not familiar with the term narcissist, please Google it because it could be something that could actually give you a definition of something that could be unfolding in your life that could save you the pain that is involved with it. So please Google that. But this is also a relationship that when you open up to your emotions to somebody, to be vulnerable, to only have them take advantage of your good nature, your kindness, your generosity, and your caring, compassionate, empathetic side. This is very destructive, and it can actually make people shut down and suppress their emotions to the point that over years and continuous exposure to situations like this, it can get them to the point like a pressure cooker when you overcook it by its pressure capabilities and it explodes into fragments. And then all of a sudden, this can also make you question your own self-worth, your own self-respect, your own self-value, your own self-care, and your own self-love. These are very destructive relationships, so if you are in one, pay attention to the signs and get out while you can. For I have, in my own experiences, experienced numerous relationships like this, where you've given your energy, your time, and all the effort that you can only to be neglected, ignored, or abandoned. So, do yourself a favor. If you're in one of these relationships, you're better off on your own, working on your own healing and your own journey. Don't worry about those people. They don't need your energy. Take it back from them. Now, moving on. Level 2 relationship. These are very interesting, but this is also where a majority of the population are really at. This is more of the kind of relationship where it's a horse trade. In fact, actually, that's exactly what it is. Funny, right? Let me explain. This is the kind of relationship where I'll love you if you love me. Or I will do this for you if you do this for me. I will take care of your children if you go to work and provide for me. Yada, yada, yada. Anything that you can think of that you can give and take. This is why most people think that the concepts of a relationship is give and take. It's about meeting each other's needs equally. But there's also a trap in this dynamic of relationship that most people get caught up very quickly, and that is the pedestal trap. Also, this is one of those relationships that if open communication isn't established in the beginning for wants, needs, desires, values, beliefs, integrities, morals, and ethics, then there is really no relationship, and this is where it can quickly shift with the pedestal trap. The pedestal trap is one of those where the person either puts you on a pedestal or you put them on a pedestal. As soon as either one of you put either or on the pedestal, you diminish your own greatness. And in the process of diminishing your own greatness, if they're up here and you're down here, well, it makes it where you feel that you can't openly communicate authentically the way that you want to, because the way that they're going to perceive it from up here and how they're going to look down on you, judge you, misunderstand you, misinterpret you, or not even pay attention to how you feel at all. And it goes both ways. So when you understand that you can't put each other on that pedestal trap, you actually have to come to points of equality and have that open communication and those discussions about what you want, what you desire, what you feel. This is the important parts that can turn a level 2 relationship into a level 3, is when you have that open, authentic communication. But most of the time, because we're stuck in that pedestal trap one way or the other, it could be consciously or subconsciously, but we're stuck in that pedestal trap, so we can't communicate, and then all of a sudden we're suppressing our emotions, or we're told that we're not validated or good enough, or whatever might be the case, in heated arguments and discussions because of no communication. And then all of a sudden you have a level 2 relationship drop down to a level 1 relationship or no relationship because of the lack of communication. Honest, open communication. I'm going to tell you right now that one of the most fundamental dynamics of any relationship that you will have with any person is to be able to openly communicate your thoughts, interpretations, and feelings. If you have no open communication with others, or if people are judging you and ridiculing you for what you want and desire, or what you think, believe, and feel, then they're not the people for you. And you need to change your circle and work on who you really want that will motivate you, inspire you, and push you in the positive directions in order to be able to achieve the things or have the things that you want. Now, a level 2 relationship, this is one that can go both ways. If it comes down to where there's another dynamic in this that is a falsity, a parody, and something that you can't believe. And that is, most people in this dynamic of a level 2 relationship walk around like the letter C, looking for somebody to come along and complete them. Oh, I'll be in the perfect relationship if they can come along and satisfy my needs. Oh, when I meet the perfect person, I'll be happy. Oh, when this person comes into my life and gives me everything I need, everything will be perfect. It doesn't work that way. Nobody can complete you in the external world. The only way that you can complete yourself is within yourself, by doing the work for yourself. That's the only way, and we will cover that more in a little bit. But in a level 2 relationship, you have a choice. If you sit there and you develop the good, strong bonds of open communication in the beginning, and you believe that over a period of time, you know that each other's needs are going to change, because you know that also in this dynamic of a relationship, there is a honeymoon period. It's usually 6 months to 2 years, and this is where a person's needs can change over time. Or, worst case scenario, the old patterns, habits, and behaviors that they were adopting before they got into the relationship start to surface and show themselves for who they really were and who they really were masking themselves to be. So there's 2 different ways that this can go. But it all depends on the signs that you're given in these relationships, and how committed you are to trying to work on things with your partner, and how committed they are to working on things with you. If it comes to the point where your needs become their needs and their needs become your needs, welcome to what a level 3 relationship is. When you have gone through the pain and suffering of dealing with numerous level 1 and level 2 relationships over your period of time in life, you'll start to understand that the most important relationship you can develop is the one with yourself, but we will cover that in the future. Needless to say, once you get to that point where you've worked on yourself, a level 3 relationship is very possible. And this is one where the people have done the work, they've been through the pain, they've done the healing, they've done the change, they've worked on themselves, they've put in the effort to change themselves. They know that it wasn't easy, and now they're growing because of it. They're flourishing, and they're actually able to pour their own self-love and self-worth from their hearts. And when two people can come together that are whole within themselves, this is where infinity starts. Yes, because in this relationship, one person's needs becomes the other person's needs and vice versa, and it allows the needs of both to become the needs of one. So that way, there is no adversity. There is no fighting and getting at each other. And if along the lines over a period of time, if the other person's needs change because there is open communication in the relationship that is honest and authentic, even if for whatever reason their life path changes a degree or two from yours, you will still be able to love them unconditionally no matter what, because you don't need them in the relationship. A level 3 relationship is where you have enough love in your heart to be able to offer someone else that has the same capabilities of offering everything that you are giving in return to grow something exponentially greater than what has ever been thought of previously by both people. Because when two people can come together in that union of infinity, and they can shine their light brightly and show people that if they can come together and face the adversities of life as a team and as two people together, this can have a profound impact on the way things unfold for them. But if you're constantly fighting one another because you don't know where to come to common ground, you don't know how to interpretate the actions or reciprocate the responses of the other person, or you immediately are triggered by something that they say, this is never going to work. This is where open communication comes in. You have to be able to have that dynamic of understanding of open communication, so that way the relationship can grow and flourish. But like I said, we're now getting to the very most important relationship that we can actually have. The level 4 relationship. What is this? This is the relationship with ourselves. For my understanding is that we all want to be understood. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be acknowledged. We all want to have love. We all want to have affection. We all want intimacy. We all want being able to express ourselves freely and vulnerably without fear of judgment or rejection. We want to be trusted. We want to also have loyalty for someone. We want to be able to respect, honor, have integrity, dignity. Every part of a relationship that you want and that you crave from someone else, you have to understand that it harbors in you first. You can never receive something from someone else if you are not willing and openly able to give it from yourself first. For the universe responds to what you give. And this is also where the law of attraction comes in. You have to want what you want, which is absolutely fine. Feel it into existence and let go of the attachment of having it, being fine without it. If you get it, great. If you don't get it, great. But this is all about developing that self-love for yourself and understanding what you want in the first place. Because if you're tired of the level 1 relationships where, man, I'm so sick and tired of getting used every time I'm in a relationship, maybe you need to figure out why you're being used. Maybe you need to reevaluate that. And the only way to be able to reevaluate that is to reevaluate you as the person that you are. The only way to be able to determine what it is that you truly want from someone is to know what you want from yourself and to know who you are. Because when you can give love and you can give kindness and generosity, you can give your time openly, willingly, and freely without having to expect anything in return. Just to be present for other people because you love yourself and you respect yourself enough to. But also to know where the toxic people are and to know what they're going to try to do by sucking your energy away from you. You have to set the proper boundaries. You have to set the proper values and beliefs within yourself as to what you truly want out of life before life can give you what you want. You have to know what it is you want. And if you want something, you have to give it first. Prime example. You get what you give. And what goes around comes around, right? So if you want to develop a good relationship with people in your life, the people that come into your life, and you want to be able to have level 3 relationships with everybody that you meet, the most important relationship that you can develop is the one with yourself first. Because we live in a mirrorverse. And everything that I'm sitting here projecting and giving to you right now is mirroring something to you. If it's something that resonates with you, please take it. If it's something that doesn't, please leave. It's up to you. It's also depending on where you're at and your own awareness. All of us are looking for a beautiful relationship with somebody to be able to enjoy and share our lives with. So why not learn to love ourselves and enjoy our lives with ourselves first? Because everything else that follows is a benefit. It's not a mandatory thing. And I've also heard it like this from my mentor, Peter Sage. When you need something, you can never truly love it in its fullness, for you will always need it. What does this mean? This means that when you need someone in your life to fill a void for you, you will never be able to fully love it, for if it leaves you, you will always need to replace it with something new. And this is where a lot of the relationships out there, intimate relationships, guys and girls break up. Next thing you know, they're in another relationship, and another relationship, and another relationship, and another relationship. And all of a sudden, these cycles just seem to keep repeating and repeating and repeating. Why? Because they never actually took the time to work on themselves to determine what they truly wanted. And to set the proper boundaries and intentions not to allow that negative energy to continue to flow to them. When you love yourself and you set the proper boundaries and you do the things for yourself that you need to do, guess what happens for you? Everything improves. But you also, one of the things that is the most important is that you got to believe in yourself, and you got to stop putting yourself down when somebody else invalidates you. We're all human, we all do it. There's been plenty of times in my life that, because of the relationships that I've had with people and women in my life, that I felt like I was useless, like I wasn't good enough, and that I wasn't worthy or deserving of love. But on the contrary to that, I know that I am worthy, I know that I am deserving, I know that I am good enough, and I know when the time is right, the right person will come for me. Just like it'll come for you guys, when you believe that. But do the work on yourself, and if you feel that you've been through enough toxic situations where you're done with it, cut yourself off from the world. Take your power back, work on you, heal you. For you are the one person that matters the most in your own life. You are the star of your own movie, the avatar of your own video game, and the own writer of your own story. So write your story the way you want, and with the people that you want. Because I've heard it like this from numerous people. Time is the most precious commodity that we could give somebody, and that it is extremely important to choose wisely as to who we give our time with and want to share our lives with. Believe in yourself. Believe in the love that's in your heart first, and everything else will follow. Don't settle for the mediocrity, and don't settle for the pain that takes you nowhere, except for your own destruction and demise. The world needs you. The world needs your love. The world needs your magnificence. The world needs the energy that you provided. For you are a blessing, a miracle, and you are divine in yourself. Never forget that. This is JP, the Magnetic Soul, checking out on y'all. Wishing you deuces on this beautiful day. Go enjoy the sun. Go enjoy the weather, wherever you are if you can. And don't be afraid of what the world has to give you. There's always greater along the way, especially when you feel that there's no hope. That's when the universe likes to surprise you the most, with something that you were least expecting. Deuces, y'all. Much love, many blessings. Sending love and positive vibrations and frequencies your way. And like I said, I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful, magnificent day.